Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. We are almost at 260,000 subscribers, so please consider subscribing. Thank you. The story begins as our protagonist explains how he and his friend Rin had been normal high school students up until a few months ago. They had always lived ordinary lives, but now things are much different. Our hero Taichi arrives and exclaims how his immense powers always make it feel like he is cheating. We then get a look into the past as Taichi and Rin head to class. We also see that a woman prepares to activate a portal but comes under attack. The attacker gives no explanation and unintentionally disrupts her spell. Luckily for her though, her servant stops the attacker and saves her life. Meanwhile, Taichi hears his name being called right before he saves Rin from being hit by a cyclist, and they are shocked to see a strange light emerge from the ground. Taichi attempts to prevent Rin from being trapped, but her worry for Taichi causes her to reach out to him. Afterwards, the two wake up to find they are not in the city anymore. They assume that someone must have picked them up and dumped them in the country. With no cell phone service and not a building in sight, they hope to find a farm where they can call for help. Taichi thinks about the strange magic circle from earlier and begins to wonder if they are even on Earth anymore, but Rin rejects the ridiculous idea. They no longer have time to talk though, as they encounter a strange beast. Taichi plans to distract the creature so that Rin can get away, and explains that her surviving is better than both of them being killed. Taichi begins the distraction but realizes that he won't last long against the beast. Just then, Taichi is saved by a group of fighters who explain that the obsidian horse is one of the most dangerous monsters in the area. He is amazed to see a young girl use magic to cook the beast and realizes now that they are definitely trapped in another world. The group set up camp for the night and Taichi has a difficult time explaining where they are from. The group explains how dangerous things have gotten and how often people are beginning to disappear. There is a city nearby and the adventurers kindly offer to take them there, but request that he settles whatever argument the two of them are having. Taichi had been completely oblivious to Rin's bad mood and wants her to tell her why she is upset so he can apologize. Rin wants him to stop doing things that will get him killed, but becomes even more upset when Taichi jokes about it not being a big deal. He realizes that Rin would be all alone if anything ever happened to him, and they make a promise to stick together from now on. The next day, the group reached a town called Aspire. The group worry for the pair's safety when Taichi reveals their plan to become adventurers and explains that they need to make money somehow. The kind adventurers give them some money and wish them luck on their journey. While registering to become adventurers, they notice how everyone around them seems like they could be from a video game, and are shocked to find that they are somehow able to read the strange text used in this world. It is explained to them that people can only become adventurers if they pass a magical aptitude test, and they become dejected as they have never had any magic. As they expected, the orb doesn't do much, but the clerk is shocked for some reason. She wonders if Taichi is just as remarkable as Rin and makes him take his turn next. The orb shatters, and the clerk goes to get someone since that has never happened before. The guildmaster Gerard arrives and explains that they won't be able to register as adventurers right now. However, he asks that they go with his associate, Miura, to a place where they will be given advice on what to do. They are a bit skeptical at first, but are told that it will be the only way they can actually become adventurers. They arrive at their destination and are greeted by a woman who wears her most comfortable pajamas. The woman is amazed to hear that the orb failed to measure their power, and brings out her own measuring artifacts. These artifacts will measure the strength of their magic and also how much magic they possess. This test is much more reliable, and the woman is surprised by the results. Taichi and Rin assume she means it's bad, and they think it's because they must be powerless. She reveals that they actually far surpass their requirements to become adventurers. However, the two are shocked when the woman explains that their only option now is to become her apprentices. Elsewhere, a robed man explains that the summoning was successfully sabotaged, and they have already begun their search for the lost ones. Lamia explains that Rin's magic capacity is measured at 37,000 and her magic strength is 5,000. Miura explains that those numbers are even much higher than what it takes to become royal knights. Taichi's numbers are even more impressive than hers, as his capacity is 120,000 and strength is 40,000. Reaching their full potential will require a lot of work, but after training, they will rank higher than even the top royal mage. They will then have to choose how they apply their training. Power like theirs will give them the ability to single-handedly wage war on any nation, and perhaps even wipe it out completely. They enjoy a meal, and it is explained that mages cannot use spells on their own, and depend on spirits to help them. The different spirits are fire, water, wind, and earth. The spirits are actually the ones that choose which mages are allowed to use their attributes, and typically mages can only use one. However, Lemia reveals that every spirit has chosen Rin to use their attribute, and that makes her the first and only quad magician. It is unclear though what Taichi is, but she does know that he isn't a mage, he is a sorcerer. The difference is, mages borrow the power of the spirits, but sorcerers use the spirits themselves. They must form pacts with spirits, and the resulting power is far above what mages are able to achieve. Some sorcerers don't use spirits at all, and use things like light, dark, and even space-time. Taichi struggles during the first training session, and once again hears his name being called, but no one else does. Rin trains nearby, and is instructed on how to say incantations to use her magic. She is a great student and picks up the information quickly. Rin realizes that visualizing a burning log allowed her to create a small fire, but then imagines burning gas instead to produce a large blue flame. Afterward, Taichi laments how he is unable to manifest anything, but is encouraged by Rin to not give up. The voice he keeps hearing encourages him as well and gives instructions on how to manifest his power. Their progress means they are now allowed to eat, and Miura praises Rin for being able to master a basic spell so quickly. Taichi wants to begin training to do sorcery, but Lemia explains that his entire body needs to be trained to radiate power before they move forward. She remarks how if he focused on training the way he does eating, then he would be much further along, and proceeds to give him even more food. That night, Miura expresses her concern for the pair. They are advancing quickly, but fears they may be pushing them too hard. Lemia explains that the mere existence of the two of them creates danger, and if the public were ever to find out about their power, trouble will surely find them. Things have been becoming more dangerous recently, so she is determined to push them hard before their existence is found, and hopes to have them ready in 3 weeks. Some time passes, and we watch as the two of them use what they have learned. Taichi is able to enhance his physical strength at will, and Rin easily uses different types of magical attributes. Their instructors watch them, and Miura is amazed to see that Rin is even using spells that she didn't teach her. Rin seems to be able to quickly take in information and even use it to create spells that have never been seen before. 3 weeks have passed, and the group celebrate Taichi and Rin's graduation. The celebration is bittersweet though, as it also means that they will be leaving to begin their journey. Lemia has decided that it is finally time to reveal that they are actually what her world calls Lost Ones. Lost Ones are people who have appeared from another world, and Lemia believes a sorcerer must have summoned them. The purpose is unknown, but they must find the sorcerer that summoned them if they want answers. They shouldn't be that hard to find though, since summoning Lost Ones requires a sorcerer to control space and time, and that is extremely rare. Taichi is excited at how simple it sounds and looks forward to when they can return home. That night, Taichi expresses how grateful he is to have Rin by his side, and breaks down his plan moving forward. They will do some jobs to earn money, and once they are established, find the sorcerer that will send them home. Once alone, Taichi can't believe he has the potential to destroy nations, and the voice he has been hearing explains that they will be able to meet sometime soon. Taichi can hear the voice in his dreams, but it gives no information, and he wakes up to explain how their journey has been going so far. They successfully completed registration and now spend their time doing minor assignments since they are only E-rank adventurers. Later, Rin studies the nation they are in called Alistane, and Taichi remarks how glad he is that they don't have to worry about exams. They are then summoned by the guildmaster, who requests that they take a job that requires them to investigate a bar in the slums. Goods stolen from the city are being smuggled through the slums, and the information they gather will help find out who's doing it. It is a D-rank mission though, and it is explained that adventurers can go on jobs 1 rank above theirs to help climb the ranks. 2 others have failed to accomplish this mission already, and if they are to fail as well, the guildmaster will be forced to ask C ranks to try instead. Succeeding at this mission means they will be promoted to D rank, so the 2 eagerly accept. The mission must wait till nightfall, and the 2 discuss how busy they have been. The physical labor has been especially hard on Taichi though, since Lemia instructed him to keep his physical enhancement below level 30. They find that goods around the town are becoming quite expensive, and it is explained that there is a shortage. Rumors say that it's because carts coming into town are being attacked by monsters. They have a feeling the rumors might have something to do with their mission, and we see that they are being watched. That night, Taichi is mocked for ordering water at the bar, and the drunk customers talk down to Rin. The pair notice some valuable goods and express interest in buying them. They act like they want to take advantage of the shortage in the city by buying the goods and selling them for a large profit. Their eagerness to spend money has brought unwanted attention. After defending themselves, the customers explain to them that their only job was to bring the cargo back to the slums after it had already been attacked. The bartender explains that the attacks are a common occurrence, but hardly any information is ever shared. The two leave but quickly realize they are being followed and are immediately attacked by a group of masked women. It's clear that this group has the information they need, so they decide it would be best to capture them. Taichi decides to only enhance his strength to level 10, but even that seems to be too much. The fight is one-sided, but all the women manage to escape except for one. Taichi determines they must be assassins since they clearly intended to kill him, and because of how easily they abandoned one of their own. They take the assassin to the guild where she is imprisoned and asked by the guildmaster to reconsider her life's choices after having her life spared. Taichi and Rin are promoted to D-rank adventurers and meet with Miura. She explains that the shortage is getting worse and asks that they team up with her for a quest. Someone has been stealing fruit from farms, which has led to the shortage, and the thieves have a powerful mage protecting them. Miura then thinks about how she had always preferred to work alone but admits to enjoying having the two join her. They arrive at the farm and Taichi gets a strange feeling when he meets the person that filed their request with the guild, named Kasim. They get a tour through the orchard, but Rin detects something approaching. Everyone assumes it must be the thieves, but she reveals that it's much bigger than a human and feels monstrously evil. The beast reveals itself and Miura instantly wipes out its minions. The task of taking out the ogre though is left to Taichi. The farmers worry that they won't be strong enough to defeat the monster, but Rin assures them that Taichi isn't even using his full power. Taichi decides to turn his physical enhancement up to 30, which is the most he has been allowed to use, and defeats the beast with a single blow. Ogres aren't typically seen in that area, so Taichi begins to wonder if someone brought it there to test their strength. They're glad to see how well they work together though, and begin plans to set up a trap for the thieves. Elsewhere, a woman slaughters animals and absorbs something from them. She fights back further urges to kill and reminds herself to be patient. She only has to wait one more day to confront the arrogant Taichi and Rin and promises to make them suffer. Thanks for watching part 1. 10,000 likes and I'll know you want a part 2.